Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and today we're going to take a look at the Maisto Speed Icons. These have all of a sudden appeared at US Targets, which I had no idea they were coming to Target, so it's kind of interesting. I've got like 6 models here to take a look at. Some of them are the same, they just are different colors, but we've got a few to take a look at, the ones I've been able to find in store anyway. I don't think these toolings are like new. I think they've been around for a bit, or at least some of them. I think they were actually released as Bburago overseas. These are AliExpress buys. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure, so I don't have it, but I'm pretty sure that this particular casting is available in red and yellow in that Speed Icon packaging, but this was purchased as a Bburago. It's going to be interesting to see what the deal is with that. And I do know that both Bburago and Maisto are Majorette group companies, so they both have the same parent company, so that would make kind of sense. But this is what I'm guessing we're going to expect here. I'll pull out these 2 Ferraris. We got the 812 Competizione and the SF90 Stradale. So let's pull out these, and just to kind of show you what we should expect in that packaging. Of course, these just came in a box with a little baggie. So they have suspension, they have a plastic base, metal body, prototypical wheels. We've got opening doors on this particular model. A lot of them have some sort of opening feature. They roll really nice, and they do feel pretty good quality. These were like, I think $6 or something like that off of AliExpress. These are $5.99, I believe. Either $5.99 or $6.99. I can't quite remember. At Target, if you can find them. And they seem to already be selling pretty good because they're pretty much gone, and I haven't seen them get restocked yet. So it will be interesting to see how well these sell here in the US, but they are supposedly 1/64 scale. I don't know how exact they are, but 1/64 scale-ish. You get rubber tires. It's a plastic base. Metal body, though. Paint seems very nice and some sort of opening feature. The suspension is really cool. You guys know I'm a big fan of the bounce. Although the stance on this particular one is a little bit goofed up because of this the bounciness. This one, however, looks pretty darn good, right? I think. Really cool. All right, so we have these 2, and these were released as Bburago, and I think this one was also in the first series of these Speed Icons, although I haven't opened up a full case, so I don't know exactly. Okay, so there's that. I do have one Ferrari we can look at, and that is the Ferrari Monza SP1 in the Speed Icons. Take a quick look around the packaging. Of course, they are officially licensed. They're sold in the US, so they must be. According to this, the entire packaging is recyclable, so that's good. We've got made in China, Majorette Group down here at the bottom. Majorette Group. This is France. Interesting. Did you say Majorette on it somewhere? This thing has like a thing over here. It probably says it. It's going to be underneath this, and it's probably all in Chinese writing, is my assumption, not in English, because it wasn't meant to be sold over here. Let's go ahead and open up the package. It's my first time opening a Speed Icons, and it looks like we failed so far. There we go. So it comes with this little dealie holding the casting in, and then the box, which I do dig a box. I think it's pretty neat. Let's see what's inside the box. Anything? Nothing. Does this fit inside the box? If this fits inside the box, I'll be super stoked, but it doesn't appear that these were engineered to do that. I'm trying to force it in. It's not going to go in. Almost. It doesn't, though. It's not meant to be. But there you go. You do get a box. Kind of cool. Be cooler if it had a way to hold the car inside the box. And then here's the car itself. And ooh, we might have something a little bit different on our hands here, actually. So this is a pleasant surprise. This thing is very, very heavy, like extremely heavy. Why? Because this actually has a metal base with Maisto on the base. So this is going to get interesting. If all of these have metal bases, I swear the body toolings are the same as some of the ones, especially this one, as some of the ones that have been released as Bburago. This one has an opening trunk. Closes pretty nice. And again, it's all metal, rubber tires. It's got suspension. Rolls super nice. And we've got some details all over the place here. Little Ferrari logo in there. Kind of hard to see, but it's there. On the back as well. Very interesting. Now, I don't have this one released as a Bburago, and unfortunately, like I said, I didn't have any of the ones that are dupes. The only thing I will say is, again, with the suspension, unfortunately, the naturally sitting stance is just a little bit high, unfortunately. Wish that was not as high as it was. If it was just down a little bit, and then it still gave you that little extra suspension travel, that would be cool. Put your finger on it like that. That looks pretty cool. Up, no. Okay, pretty interesting. Paint seems very high quality. Seems very nice. And again, metal base. I'm surprised to have found a metal base on the car. Let's do these Porsches. I have two versions of the Taycan Turbo S. We've got one in white and we've got one in red. Let's go ahead and get the packaging apart here quick. And yeah, there is a metal base on that one too. Would you look at that? Sucker's heavy. Again, rubber tires. Again, it rolls real nice. It's got opening doors on this particular model. I bet you these are the same toolings that came out as Bburago, but they tooled up metal bases. Because that's just my guess. I could be way wrong and way off, but it would seem as such. Or Americans care about metal bases for some reason with Hot Wheels. Let's give them metal bases. Could that be the case? Let's open up the white one right away since it's the same casting. I found the correct way to open these, I think, by the way, as well. So again, the only issue that I am seeing with these so far is the dang stance. The stance on this one's great, but these two, that stance is just so dang high with that suspension. I would give up the suspension to have proper stance on the cars. It'd be nice if we could have both, but if we can't, let's give up the suspension. Kind of have a lens detail for the headlight too. I didn't really notice that, I don't think, on the first one, or didn't mention it. Detail in the back. Not my favorite Porsche, but I mean, would be a nice car to drive and own, but four-door Porsche really doesn't look that great in white, and I think that's just because you really see that door line in there. So this one's definitely not my favorite. I will say that any of these Speed Icon cars that I don't have, that I see in the wild, I will probably pick them up to check them out and share them with you. But Maisto's definitely stepped up their game here. Let's take a look at a Lamborghini. Lamborghini Sián FKP 37. Proper way to open these is stick your thumb in the bottom and peel it open that way. Should have figured that out right away. Box. Cool. Metal base. Yes. Suspension. Yes. This one's got an opening engine compartment with some detail under there. Much prefer that over opening doors. Shuts pretty good. Kind of a weird cutout for that engine compartment opening. Probably accurate though. Pretty good painted details up front. Again, prototypical wheels, but again, It's just the stance. The stance is what bothers me about these cars. I think that's the only thing that's going to really deter me from them. Oh, inserted details for the taillights too. That's pretty slick. That looks pretty nice. But the stance, they just sit so damn high. I wonder if there's anything you could do to, like... I mean, they're riveted together, so they're not exactly easily customizable. Like, just shove, like, a spacer or something inside of there. You could turn it into a static display model, and then it would look really good. So they give up stance for their rollability and their suspension. Yeah, like I said, if we had some give and take here, I'd make the look proper, stanced almost over anything. It'd be nice to have it roll too, but Mini GT is kind of the master of that, getting some good stance and then also being able to roll smoothly across your table. So they really got the best of both worlds. But the casting itself, very nice. And again, very, very, very heavy. So thick metal used in these. These don't feel cheap at all. But their price point is very much not expensive. It does seem that they do mostly all like exotic cars. So kind of interesting there. If I can find the Ferrari, I'll have to get one of those and see what's up with that. All right, we got two left. We've got a Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Man, the car that they chose for the picture in the box, it's got a screwed up like front wheel well. It doesn't look like our version got that, but I can see the stance issue already. It just kind of stinks because, you know, I wanted to really, really like these. But, yeah, I mean, that's really unfortunate, honestly. Look at that. The back doesn't look too bad. The front, like, you can't even... The suspension won't even... I mean, it will allow it to go down a little bit. But then the tires rub. Metal base again. Opening doors. Done pretty well. Does this Lambo... This Lambo doesn't have scissor doors, does it? Doors shut pretty good. Paint, high quality. Feels high quality. If the stance was right on these or close-er, we would have zero issues with these cars, and I'd be like, man, these are a banging value for what you get. And in a way, they still are, but that stance is just so ugly. Nobody wants a Lambo looking like that, unless it's meant to go off-road, and this is not a Sterrato, so no. There, that looks good. That looks bad. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Kind of disappointed, honestly. Will it stop me from checking them out? I don't know. I don't know. Time will tell. Kind of stinks, because otherwise these would be, like I said, these would be really excellent. All right, let's try the Porsche 911 GT2 RS, the last one here. Limited edition, die-cast metal body, die-cast metal chassis, opening doors, two-piece wheels, rubber tires, officially licensed bonus storage box. All of that is true. The only thing that is not true, well, it doesn't claim to be true. They don't claim to have a good stance, so, which is good, because they don't. This one seems to be the most difficult packaging of them all to open for some reason. Yeah, so much so that I just smashed in the box, basically. This one looks like it might be pretty good. All things considered. Stance looks decent, actually, on this one. It's not as bad. The suspension's still there. It's still there. It rolls. Very smooth and nice. It's got opening doors that look okay. This side looks better than this side. Overall, it's pretty sweet. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. They kind of missed the mark there on that Porsche logo, though. Little off center there, buddy. So that's a little unfortunate. I don't know how I feel about these, to be honest. I think they're pretty cool, but I'm almost like, do we really need them? I like the idea of being able to get a high-quality model at Target, you know. And the new Majorettes are really cool. Fit and finish on those seems to be pretty nice. Stance on those is nice, and those have suspension as well. These, it's just that dang stance issue. Other than that, I mean, can't you tell that that's ugly when you're developing a product? And this one's a little exaggerated because it's got like a little bit of a weird lean to it, but I don't know. Whatever. Pick a different one. This one, can't you tell that that's ugly? That it's supposed to be sitting like that? You can't tell that. This one, like that, maybe. This one. This one doesn't look all that bad, but it would look better like that. So that's my opinion. You guys let me know what you think about these. Did you guys pick any of these up? Did you not? I mean, I suppose these might be more meant to be toys than collectible items. I'm not really sure, but, you know, with a lot out and a lot to choose from, we got to have a little bit of a high standard these days, right, for what you purchased. Either it's got to be really, really collectible, and that's the reason you want it, or it's just got to look really, really good because you collect accurate cars. So pretty much you want to do one or the other. And if it's not one or the other, then why spend your money on it, right? So that's why I like to show this stuff, show you what it's about, and you guys can make your decisions as to whether or not you think these things are worth it or not. And as it stands right now, I really want them to be worth it. I do. But it's hard to say that if we're going to have those stance issues, in my opinion. So, you guys let me know what you think. This will be under the premium/import diecast playlist just because I feel like it makes the most sense. I mean, we'll see. If they put out this car and it looks as good as this one does, that'll be something I'll pick up. But I'm putting these back. But so far, the plastic-based ones are actually looking better than these metal-based ones. So maybe they'll ruin it by putting on a metal base. I don't know. All right, you guys let me know what you think in the comments, of course. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a good day.